Welcome to the Atlanta District's Rural Transportation Improvement Program, or Rural TIP, virtual public meeting for the 2025 to 28 period. Today we'll go over the projects to be included in the upcoming 2025 to 28 Rural TIP February revision. After a brief safety thought, we'll go over which counties make up the Atlanta District. Next, we'll explain what the Rural TIP is and why it's important for you to participate in this virtual public meeting. Then we'll explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified in order to make the most of the program. Once we've covered what the Rural TIP is and how the projects are selected, we'll show you the projects being revised in the Atlanta District's 2025 to 28 program. We'll also go over funding, answering the question, where does the money come from to pay for these projects? Now, how does it get distributed? Finally, we'll outline the options you have for commenting on these projects and their priority. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen and participate in this virtual public meeting. TxDOT continues to emphasize safety on our highways. Distracted driving continues to be a problem in Texas, and data indicates that drivers are not changing their behaviors. So TxDOT wants to raise awareness on the dangers of distracted driving by encouraging Texans to put away their cell phones while driving. The Atlanta District includes all of the counties shown in the map. Projects included in the 2025 to 28 Rural TIP are located in Bowie, Camp, Cass, Harrison, Marion, Morris, Panola, Titus, and Upshur counties. There are also two Metropolitan Planning Organizations, or MPOs, within the district's boundary. The Longview MPO, which is in Harrison County, and the Texarkana MPO, which is in Bowie County. Projects within the MPO boundaries will not be a part of the presentation. These projects will be presented through their respective MPO. Please visit the MPO's website for more details. The Rural Transportation Improvement Program is a list of local projects to be funded in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means that all projects included in the list are expected to be underway within 4 years following its approval. The program includes multimodal projects such as bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects. Projects may also include the preliminary studies used to define these types of projects. The Rural TIP is meant to show regional agreement on the need and priority for transportation projects so that all parties involved can be sure they're making the best investment for their respective communities. The Rural TIP is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the Regional Long-Range Transportation Plan to ensure that all agencies are working toward the same goal. The Rural TIP is part of the Statewide Transportation Improvement Program, or STIP. As a result of the program rules being established by federal law, no project can receive federal funding unless it's listed in the Rural Transportation Improvement Program. You may ask, why is my participation in the Rural TIP program important? It's important for you to participate because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most important needs. By providing comments on the priority of the projects included, you're helping us identify regional priorities. By reviewing the entire program in a single meeting, you're, number one, making a regional impact, number two, helping us be more intentional with your money, and number three, ensuring that we're investing where we should. Rural transportation organizations, metropolitan planning organizations, and local governments are responsible for helping to identify and select projects on the state transportation system and other national roadways within their boundaries in coordination with TxDOT. This includes interstates, state and U.S. highways, as well as farm-to-market roads. The projects you review today should be responsive to the local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects are being developed. Once projects have been defined, they are evaluated according to their scale and classified according to the funding they require, as well as their potential impact. Big projects are categorized as regionally significant projects and are included as standalone projects. To simplify the budgeting and planning process, smaller projects are lumped together into 12 separate subcategories, referred to as grouped projects. Grouped projects include things like landscaping, safety lighting, or new bicycle and pedestrian facilities. This grouping practice facilitates the federal funding of smaller projects, for example, the pavement repair of an FM road. This table lists the individual listed projects included in the 2025 to 28 rural TIP for Bowie County and the associated location maps. This table lists the individual listed project included in the 2025 to 28 rural TIP for Titus County and its associated location map. This table lists the individual listed projects included in the 2025 to 28 rural TIP for Harrison County. A map is included on the next slide. This map shows the location of the projects listed in the table on the previous slide. The rural TIP functions as a budget list for the district. Like the budget of a household, the rural TIP has to be realistic about the amount of money available to cover all the needs. Frequently, we identify more improvements than we have money to implement. This means prioritizing according to those projects that are of highest importance. So where does the money come from? Funds can come from three main sources. Number one, the federal government. Funds are allocated through the processes established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administrations. Number two, TxDOT. Like the federal government, TxDOT also allocates a section of our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. Number three, local governments. Once the need has been identified and the portion of federal monies has been defined, the rural TIP helps local governments assess the matching funding requirements. So what's next? What happens now that you've reviewed and commented on these projects? This timeline illustrates the rural TIP process and where we are right now. Once your comments have been collected and considered, if necessary, the districts will provide TxDOT with a revised rural TIP for approval and integration into the statewide document. The Statewide Transportation Improvement Program is built from the rural TIP of all 25 districts in the state, as well as the transportation programs from all the MPOs. This timeline shows where we are in the rural TIP process now and how it fits into the overall effort. Once the STIP is approved by the federal government, everyone's projects are funded and we are one step closer to being able to build projects. Now that you are familiar with the RTIP program and process, we want to hear what you think. Please fill out a comment card and mail it back to us at the address on the screen. You can also email your comments to adrian.walton@txdot.gov. Comments must be postmarked or otherwise received by February 9th of 2026. So please make sure to send your comments before that date. If after today you'd like more information or have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. And thank you for your time, and please drive safely.